What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brian's Garage. So in today's episode, we have a different one for you. It is a mower, and I have plans to turn this into something cool for videos. So let's go take a look at what we're going to get into today and see what this video is going to be all about. Alright, so if you're familiar with the channel, you know we have the General Race Mower, General Lee. So we're also soon to have out of the Murray propane race mower, and if you ain't seen that video, you should go check it out. There's a few. That thing rips. So that's going to be the Bandit mower. So what we want to do is we want to take this guy right here, and we would like to turn this into a cop mower, sheriff mower. So I want to paint this whole thing white, black wheels. We've got lights to put on it. We're going to paint a star on each side of the hood and paint sheriff on it. And we're going to use it to chase the General and the Bandit mower for the videos. And I think that's going to be cool. So what it's going to have is a basic single cylinder, pulley swap, basic FNR, very drive transaxle, but it's not, it's an FNR. The very drives in the pulley system. So we're going to lock and pulley swap an FNR, put it in the rear, and then in the front, like I said, will be a single cylinder, probably a Kohler or a Briggs. And we will take this unit, turn it into the ultimate cop mower. So let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up, drag it into the shop, and start getting to work on this thing. I think our wrenches are about gone on this thing. And we'll see. Just shut off that thing. This thing is juicing. Good Lord. This thing needs an engine swap. Made it back here. Look at that big ass cloud of smoke. I think this unit's about done. At least the engine is. Damn. That's insane. Now I'm wondering, is it eating oil like crazy? Because it really smelled like oil Really, what else would it be burning? I don't think this thing has any oil in it now. I think it's done ate it all. What the hell is this? Ow. That is oil. Coming from, I don't know. That's great. Okay, let's see. Oh no. It doesn't have shit in it. I think them rings are gone. I am pretty sure those rings are gone. You know what? Let's pull a plug real quick. This video may change really quick. I'm hoping not, but it sure is looking like it. I will say, folks, for the first time on camera, why did I grab that one? I knew that wasn't the right size. For the first time on camera, if those rings are gone, oh, those rings are gone. You can see the oil spatter. This shit's fried. Yeah, I think we're about to send this thing to heaven. Alright, folks, well, let me clarify that this engine is not rebuildable. It is highly wore out. I kind of knew it was on its way out for a while, and I've gotten a lot of use out of it, but there is no oil in the block, and there is oil spatter around the tip of the exhaust where you can actually see all that? That is oil, fresh oil that has come out. Look at that. Look at that. She's fried. She is fried. I think we're about to blow this thing up. So this video just completely changed. We're not doing the cop mower yet. Later date. Wanted to do it today, but looks like life has other plans for us. And so does this mower. So I think it's about to get an Opposed Twin. It's going to get the Briggs Opposed that is supposed to go on the rat rod build. We'll just get something else for that. But I need my tow rig. So I guess it's going to be Opposed Twin power now. Let's get this thing down here. And I'm going to pull a plug and see if it's worth anything. I doubt it is. I'm pretty sure rings are gone. So unfortunately this thing has been good to us, but the old engine is tired. So this is going to be a first of few, or first of a last of an episode of us blowing up an engine and replacing. So let's get y'all set up on the stand. Let's do a little bit of inspections, and if that's the case, we're about to blow this thing up. Alright, let's pull this plug real quick. I imagine it looks bad, but I still want to see for myself. Oh, sopping with oil. It's wet. Actually, see the oil coming out of the stuff here. Looks like a valve cover leak. That thing is extremely wet, just like the other one. Both pistons have met their demise. I guess we're gonna get it the old send-off. Alright, mower. We salute you for your service to Flying Bryant's garage. The engine's dead. Both pistons. Rings are gone. Gonna blow this son of a bitch up. boat up. She's done and will no longer run. She's been a good one. We salute this rig. We salute this 20 horse. It has been a good engine. It has done a justice for 3 years now, but it is now laid to rest. We salute you. Kohler 20 horse, 624 cc V Twin. You've been a good engine. Rest in peace, little buddy. Well, it didn't blow up the way I wanted it to. I wanted it to seize up and throw a rod and all that good stuff, but it didn't. It just gave up the rings and it's just pissing oil out through the rings there. So she's done. She is officially wore out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to drag this behemoth into the shop and see if we can't start on an engine swap. As bad as I don't want to do it, it's going to need it. So engine swap, exhaust, the whole 9. Alright, so we need to get this up here. All I have running right now is the General, which is put up in the carport up there with the truck blocking it, and it has no battery. The Beast has a battery but 2 flat tires. Propane mower, readily available and right behind the shop, but I don't know if it'll pull this. So I guess we're about to find out and see if the propane mower will pull tow rig. Alright folks, we are about to work on engine swap. Might do a pulley swap on this thing while I'm at it. I sure would like to gain a little bit more speed. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get ready to pull this engine. But I think first thing, we're going to drop the oil because it smells really gassy and see what it's looking like, and then go from there. Y'all be sure to go like the videos. YouTube likes that. Comment down below. YouTube likes that. We're still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, so if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscription button and hit the all notifications bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is at least once a week at this point. Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. The only one that's different is these Snapchats and Avatar. The rest of them are the same profile picture as the YouTube channel, so you can go to those platforms, type in Flying Brian's Garage in the search engines. You should find me, and we post different content to those as a sneak peek to what is coming. Also, be sure, if you want to, come join us on Facebook at Flying Brian's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. We have a group where we're trying to build like-minded folk to come around and share your builds, share your ideas, and maybe even plan a get-together ride or something. So y'all be sure to check out all those things and stay tuned for the newer videos. If y'all want to check out some of the older videos, we got a bunch of stuff back there in playlist. So if you're feeling a little like in little Flying Brown's Garage mood. Y'all can go back, watch a bunch of old videos, and stay tuned for the newer ones. And let's go ahead and get back into the shenanigans of the video. Alright folks, let's straighten this off. See what we're working with. This is pure gasoline with a little bit of oil. I guess that's going in the parts wash bucket. Wow. That is insane. Alright guys, went ahead and drained the gas oil and put that in our parts cleaner over there, since it's mostly gas more than oil. We're about to disconnect our positive, disconnect our starter. We've already got the rest of the wires disconnected. So, battery, starter, our 3 cables here. And then we can go ahead and I think I'm going to pull the exhaust off too. That way it's out of the way. And then we can just strap to this engine, unbolt it, and lift it off with the tractor. Alright folks, everything's pulled except for the exhaust. It is fighting me, and I said to hell with it. I'm just going to pull the engine with it on there. So we're about to crawl up under it and go ahead and unbolt this engine and lift it off here. Alright, well, as you see, we have our engine off of the mower. So I'm going to go in and take dinner break because I just got food call, and then I guess come back out here and probably start mocking up the new engine. Alright folks, it's the next day. We're about to get to our Opposed Twin engine swap on our tow rig, but before then, we're going to go ahead and run this to Mike. He's going to put me on some fancy hood pins, like he did the John Man. So, we're going to take this to him real quick, let him get started on our hood pins, and then we're going to come back here to the shop and knock out an engine swap today. Alright folks, we have made it back from dropping the propane mower off at Mike's. The trailer did good. It has not budged from the spot that I welded it in, so good thing for the trailer. Got this rolled out here. I went ahead and switched out that engine on the hoist for the engine that's going in. This was going to be the engine that went on the rat rod, but now it has another destination. Luckily it's got new plugs, new carb, new gaskets and all that good stuff, so it should be a good runner. So we're going to go ahead and drag that back in here on the lift and get that sitting on that. Alright, got this unit sitting up, back in its spot, ready to put an engine on. So we are about to go ahead and put y'all back on the stand, lower this thing down in place and get it bolted in. So we have our engine sitting in place, but this dipstick tube there is actually, or not dipstick tube, but the drain tube is hitting the frame. This one has this one that dumps out and goes under. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch those over real quick so it has the clearance to sit down, because as you see it is actually a little bit of a gap on this side between the motor, or the engine and the motor mounts itself, but the other side's seated. So what we're going to do is pull that off and change it out with the one on there. That way we can go ahead and get this thing seated down and start plugging and playing. Alright, we got the one off that engine sitting right here. About to pull this one. We're going to drain the oil and then just re-add it, because that oil is brand new. So let's get that dipstick, or that drain tube, changed out. Then we can fully bolt down our engine and hook up components. Alright folks, we got the pulley swap done, and pulleys are underneath. Everything is in good shape. Engine's mounted. Going to get the exhaust done real quick. So we're going to mount the old exhaust to this new engine. So let's get in there and start modifying for the exhaust stack. Alright, got one side of our exhaust done. Now we just need to line up the other side, which is a little off, as you see. We'll get it lined up, and then we'll weld that together. Alright, we got our exhaust done. And there it is. I've got to run the mics. I don't have butt connectors to hook up the exhaust, I mean not the exhaust, but the wiring. So I'm going to run over there and grab some butt connectors so I can get our wiring hooked up, and then we can hook up our throttle and all that good stuff. And we should be done soon. Definitely should be done soon. Alright, I know it's hard to see down the cup holder, but we got us some butt connectors. Let's head back to the shop, get the wiring done. Alright, we're back from Mike's. We got some butt connectors, and our exhaust is done, so all we need to do is rig up the throttle cable, the wiring, and she's done, ready to ride. So let's get that done, and maybe we can test this thing out tonight. Alright folks, exhaust is done, wiring is done except for the hood wiring, pulley swap's done, all that good stuff is done. I think it is ready to see if this thing will fire up. So, let's jump on it. Clutch down, choke out. Let's see if she cranks. Might help if I turn the fuel on. Okay, definitely gonna need to do some work. I think I might need to pop off the air breather there and shoot some fuel down it. fix the throttle. Alright, we got this unit on the ground. Got the throttle. Turn it around. Start to pull fuel. Won't grab its own fuel. Alright folks, it's the next day on this project. We charged up our battery last night. We also charged up our jump box. So this thing should turn over a lot faster and hopefully in turn pump it better. So we're going to go for another attempt and see if we can't get this thing running on its own fuel today. Last night was a failure. Let's see what we can get going. Sounds like we have another issue. It's still not pulling fuel. Unless it is just not liking being hooked up while it's pulling. Let's see. I think we got a stuck valve. I just have a slight feeling that there's a stuck valve. So we're going to get out the old compression tester here and I guess test compression. See if I'm right or am I wrong. Pull this one. See what compression readings are on this cylinder. Low. Tell me this engine's no good. That is the last thing I want here. I really need my scope. Get the borescope. That's a valve right there. Let's check our other side. Huh? I can't hear you. See what this cylinder has. Same. Tell me the readings are going on this one too. Alright, so I think to help assist this thing, we're going to pull it out of the shop, turn it around facing it downhill so the tank kind of gravity feeds it a little more, and maybe that'll help it start to run. We can get it to run and it'll even itself out. Let's see if I'm right, or am I wrong? Alright. Let's give this another attempt. Now that it's kind of facing downhill, maybe it'll feed better. There we go. you can run a different fuel pump on those. Yeah. So, I think I might have solved your problem, Mike. You might not need a new carburetor. Ha ha ha. Good stuff. Go put the jump box up and take this thing for a ride. See what it does. I think we're good now. I need to adjust that idle up some. Let's get a hood back on this thing. It's weird under the hood, but hey, it's a running engine, so that's all that matters to me. Alright, hood going back on. Wire up our lights and fan. And we might just take this thing over to Mike's and test it out in the woods. Got 4 connections to make. Alright folks, so we got this thing running perfect now. I can breathe on that key and it fires right up. So, we were going to go to Mike's and ride this thing, but I have decided we're going to stay here because I've got something we need to do. We just need to do some things. We need to go and do what we were originally going to do with this video. Probably going to put it in another video, of course. But, let's go back there and get that Murray, tow it up here and clean it up. Yeah, let's do that. And then maybe ride it around a little bit. Alright folks, with a Briggs Opposed. No foot on the gas. We're going to clarify that. There's no foot on the gas. I didn't prime this. No choke. Let's watch that key. Yeah, boy. That thing runs good. Alright guys, so what we're doing right now is we're getting this thing cleaned up and getting it prepped and get it ready to be prepped for paint. So I need to get the pressure washer down here and really go at this thing and clean it up the best I can so we can come in here and add our little touches to getting the body ready. Only thing is I can't really open the hood. I'm probably going to need to sit it down and then pressure wash it. Alright, let's go ride this still an animal. Looks like it's still a pretty good trail ring. Alright folks, definitely not bad for a unexpected engine swap. 17 or 20 horsepower V twin to a 17 horsepower opposed twin. I'd say pretty good. It's running great. Bump key, fired up, go go go. It's a little faster than it was before, not much, but it is a heck of an improvement. So I have been wanting to engine swap this for a while, and I guess now I just got to it. So good deal. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed actually putting an engine on it. I didn't think I would because it was a last moment type of thing, but hey, this video didn't pan out out to be what it is, or what I wanted it to be. But the next video is, we are back in working action with our tow rig, and we've already got the cop mower in action, ready to be filmed and worked on. So y'all be sure to stay tuned for that, and the best way to do that is to hit that subscribe button and that all notification bell. That way you're notified every time we put out a new video, which is once or twice a week if you're lucky. Be sure to follow Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok for shop updates and hooning around the mowers. Also, be sure to like and comment down below. That helps out a lot. We're still trying to get to 1,000, and we're slowly getting there. So thank you everybody who has been supporting the channel and all the other platforms. We surely appreciate your support and all your interactions. I feel like we're starting to grow a decent channel here, so you know, all we need to do is just keep on keeping on. So that's the plan. I do plan on staying consistent as I can, so that's why I have videos filmed way in advance. So y'all will actually be seeing this a couple months after I film it. So that's just how it goes around here, but that way I can stay keeping you guys with content. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of the older videos. If you're in that Flying Brian's Garage mood, you can go to the channel and click on playlists. Otherwise, just stay tuned for the newer videos. Follow the social media platforms, and also come join us on Facebook at Flying Brian's Garage Mud and Race Mowers. Share your builds, share your ideas, and just come talk to us. Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next episode, where we are going to be reviving that guy right there and turning it into a 1960s, 1970s sheriff mower. So if y'all want to see the carnage with that one, y'all be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that video. And with that being said, we will see you guys on the next episode.